Tell me how you got involved in the studying of what we're going to talk about tonight, and that is the Unquiet Dead.
Well, it's something I would not have believed myself. I had just a regular practice, and then I decided to learn hypnosis. So I got some training in hypnosis and began to use it. And people under hypnosis began to exhibit other personalities. Now, at that point, the concept of alternate personalities was very popular, and so I thought that that is what was going on. But some of these people described death, and that didn't fit in with that other concept. And so I began to question that, and I came across a very interesting book written by a medium called The Bright Light of Death by Annalee Chaplin. And I read that, and she described possession. Possession is a heavy-duty word, but it seemed to fit with what was going on. I began to use some of her techniques and then worked out my own, and then I used it for 20 years and helped a lot of people to achieve good results.
Did you think that there might be some kind of medical reason for this?
Well, a lot of these people did have physical and mental symptoms, but the interesting thing, George, is that when the so-called spirits, and we'll forget calling them so-called, when the spirits left and went on, the symptoms just cleared up, sort of like magic. Sort of like magic. Sort of like magic. I didn't think that these other personalities were due to mental or physical problems. I just thought that they caused them.
I'm really looking forward to talking with you tonight, Edith, about all this. The Unquiet Dead. What is that?
The Unquiet Dead refers to a person who lived in a physical body and then died, and instead of making a proper transition and going on with their spiritual progression, going into the light, going into heaven, going where they should, they remained here in the physical world. And as a result of staying here, they were essentially the very same person that they had been just moments before their death, and they were in the same condition. So if they were old and confused, they stayed old and confused. Or if they were suicidal, they stayed depressed and suicidal. Or if they were drug addicted, they craved drugs. So that's why I call them the Unquiet Dead, because they had not gone on to a place where they could enjoy the beauty of being in a spiritual realm.
Based on your experience, can you conclude anything about the other side?
I've learned a lot from working with these spirits. When I was using past life regression, I would take people usually into their death, because that's usually what caused the symptoms or problems. And then in most cases, they would go into the light, and that's such a beautiful experience. People are relieved of all their worries and problems and aches and pains, and if they were old, they are now in their prime of life, usually met by loved ones, sometimes by spiritual guides or angels, and from that point on, life becomes very, very beautiful and free of concerns and worries.
You know, I was raised